In this lesson, we're going to discuss the different voting methods. At the end of this lesson, students should be able to use different voting methods to determine the winner among different options or candidates, identify which among the voting methods satisfy some fairness criteria. Voting is a tool used by groups of people making a collective decision. It can be presented conveniently in terms of an election system where one can select one particular candidate out of a set of candidates on the basis of ballots cast by voters. Let's start with the very basic voting methods, the majority system and the plurality method. In an election containing two or more candidates, the winner of the majority system requires more than half of the people voting for an issue or a candidate. That is about 50% plus one of the total votes. For more than two candidates, the winner of this election will be based on the plurality method, which states that the winner by this method is the candidate with the most number of votes or first place votes for the ranked candidates. Let's have example number one. The table shows the popular vote for three candidates in a student election. Which candidate receives the majority vote? Who wins the election? Okay, so you have three candidates and then you're given the respective votes. The total votes is 440. Okay, so the one with the highest votes is 206, and that is from candidate A. So by the plurality method, A wins the election, but the majority here is 50% of 414 plus 1, that is 208. And therefore, the candidate A is not a majority winner. The results of an election with 4 candidates and 50 voters are shown in the preference list below. Using the plurality method, which candidate wins the election? So you have 4 candidates, and then we have 5 different rankings with the respective number of votes. So for example, there are 12 votes whose ranking is A followed by C, B, and then the last one is candidate E, and so on. Okay, so and then we get the total for the first place votes. So here we have 12 votes. Under this ranking, candidate C is first place, and there are 8 votes here. And then, candidate B, we have 16 votes. Candidate C, we have 8. This is 8, and then another one here, 10, so a total of 18. And then candidate D, we have no first place, we have here 1, so that's equivalent to 4. So the highest first place votes is 18, so therefore by plurality method, candidate C wins the election. The majority is 50% of 50 is 25 plus 1, so 26. So candidate C is not a majority winner. Okay, let's have another method known as the Borda count method. In this method, each candidate is assigned a weight according to their rank in the preference list. If we have n number of candidates, the highest rank will have n points, followed by n minus 1, then n minus 2, and then the lowest rank would be 1 point. The Borda count is the sum of the weights given to a candidate. So the candidate who receives the highest Borda count will be declared the winner. Using Borda count method, determine the winner in the preference list in example number 2. Okay, so we have example number 3. So since we have 4 candidates, the first rank will get 4 points, rank 2 will get 3 points, rank 3 will get 2 points, rank 4 will have 1 point. So based on the preference list here, for example, for candidate A, we have, if this is rank okay, so for rank 1, we have 12 votes here. And then candidate A has rank 2 that is equivalent to 16 points. And then another 2 here, so that's plus 4, so a total of 20 points. And then rank 3, no rank 3, so 0. Rank 4, we have 2 here, the equivalent points or 8, so, votes rather, 8 and 10, so that will be 18. Okay, and then I'll be using the Excel function here. So the total votes multiplied by 4 for rank 1, and then for rank 2, 3 times 3, rank 3, 2 points, and then rank 4, 1 point. And so select the cell and then the required number of points. So in the same manner, you do it for candidate B, candidate C, candidate D. And then we check for the highest number of Borda points. So that is 132. So in this method, candidate C wins the